Well, sadly for you lot this week, there is no face cam. However, the exciting news is I have used my wildcard chip. I have finally decided to use the wildcard chip this week because I looked at my team and I thought there is a lot of players in there who are either out of form or not going to play. So I thought, why not use the wildcard chip this week? So yeah, who did I bring out and who did I bring into my team? So I brought out Ben Johnson from West Ham, Mikel Antonio from West Ham, Rafinha from Leeds, Guaita from Palace, Coutinho from Villa, Gallagher from Palace, Cucurella from Brighton, and Amanda Broja from Southampton. And I have brought in Emil Smith-Rowe, Joao Pedro, Nuno Tavares, Ben Davies, Son, Matthew, some random £3.9 million goalkeeper, Kulusevski, and Nketiah. So why did I bring out those first set of players? So I brought out Ben Johnson. He's got a knock, which means he's unlikely to play. Also, West Ham have an abundance of talent in the fullback position, so they probably won't risk him. Mikel Antonio, he's gone off the ball a bit recently. He's not getting the goals and assists like he did at the start of the season. And yeah, he will get a goal or an assist every few game weeks, but that's not enough from a £7.5 million forward. Rafinha, same as Antonio, gone off the ball a bit in recent weeks. Yes, he still leads his best player, but compared to earlier on in the season where he was getting a goal or an assist every match, those are starting to dry up. Guaita, I removed him because I needed to get funds. So who did I bring in? That £3.9 million goalkeeper. So yeah, it only got me like $500,000, but yeah, still a bit of money to spend on the rest of the team. Coutinho, he went because he's gone off the boil as well. This video may as well be who's gone off the boil because all of my players who I brought out have literally gone off the boil. But true, very, very true. He has gone off the boil. When he joined Aston Villa, he was scoring goals, getting assists, but in the last couple of weeks, he hasn't really hit the same form, hit the same heights that he did a few weeks ago. So I thought, why not get rid of him? Also, he comes in at about nearly 8 million, which is a lot for a player who's not performing. Gallagher, he was an interesting one. I didn't really want to get rid of him, but at 5.9 million, I thought I could maybe buy a player who was a bit more expensive, but providing a lot more, like Kulusevski. Think about Gallagher. He is a brilliant player. He presses like mad. Like the other day against Arsenal, he was absolutely brilliant, but he's not getting goals or assists. And in FPL, you need to get goals and assists to get points for your FPL team. So yeah, that's why I took him out. Whereas someone like Kulusevski, who I brought in, is getting goals and assists left, right, and centre. Also, he only cost about £0.5 million more. Cucurella, I got rid of him because he comes in at 5 million. He's not providing an attacking threat, and Brighton have lost that sort of solidity in defence that they had at the start of the season. So yeah, there is no point having him in my team. Broja, he's ineligible to play against his parent club next week, and then after that, his fixtures are a bit hit or miss, as well as him not being in form too. He has gone off the boil. So yeah, the players I brought in were Smith-Rowe, like I've said. It's either going to be him or Martinelli I'm going to bring into my team. Martinelli has probably been better in recent weeks, but I feel like Smith-Rowe is going to play more football from now to the end of the season. Joao Pedro's in there too. He hasn't been brilliant this season for Watford, but he's starting regular games, and he's always a player who I can have on my bench who can come on if someone in my starting 11 doesn't play, and I know that they've played football and they may pop up with a goal or assist. And let's be real, both Arsenal and Watford, they're both fighting for things. Arsenal are fighting for top 4. Watford are fighting to stay in the league, so you'd hope Smith-Rowe and Joao Pedro could do something from now to the end of the season. The next player, Nuno Tavares, he's cheap. He comes in at 4.3 million. Kieran Tierney's out for the rest of the season, so who's going to start left back? That man. He also gets forwards to try and get goals and assists for his team, as well as Arsenal have a pretty solid defence. Yes, they did lose 3-0 to Palace, which is an awful result for them, but 1, Palace are a good side at home, and 2, they allowed an off game because Arsenal have been brilliant this year. So yeah, that's why Tavares is in there. He's cheap too. There's not really any better options around him. Ben Davies is in there too. The interesting thing about Ben Davies is he's not a great player, and I think Conte wants to get rid of him. But the thing is, why I've got him in is he's going to play from now to the end of the season because he's not going anywhere yet. Also, Tottenham have a decent set of fixtures. Like from now to the end of the season, there's a lot of green ones in there. They're fighting for top 4. They're going to want to score goals, and they're also going to want to keep clean sheets too. So that's why Davies is in there. Son's in there, pretty self-explanatory. He's been a top player this season. Tottenham are fighting for top 4. I think he will probably get on the score sheet from now to the end of the season. Well, hopefully so. You would expect that from a player who costs 10 million. Matthews is in there. Let's be real. He's in there because he's cheap as chips and to make up the numbers. Like a £3.9 million goalkeeper is not going to be a player who's going to shoot me up the mini league ranks this season. He's just in there to make up the numbers and because he's cheap. Kulusevski's in there though because he's a brilliant player. He's been one of the best signings this season in the Premier League. He's getting goals, he's getting assists, he's linking up with Kane and Son, and obviously Tottenham are on their fight for the top 4 alongside their rivals Arsenal. And then the final player plays for Arsenal, Edward Nketiah. So yeah, he's not going to play an abundance of football from now to the end of the season, but he comes on for 10 or 20-minute cameos pretty much every match, and hopefully he can get a goal or assist from now to the end of the season. And let's say one of my players pulls up in an injury or they don't play, he's always on the bench to come on along with João Pedro and the other bench player, Kostas Tsimikas. So yeah, that's my team right there, as you can see on screen. Son, captain, he plays Villa. I think that's probably the best shout because Salah's gone off the boil a bit recently. De Bruyne, he's in great form, but he plays Liverpool. So yeah, they both could score against each other, but I thought I'd go with Son because he's the safer option. So yeah, that's my starting 11. Let's have a look at my bench. So on my bench, we've got that Matthews guy, we've got João Pedro, we've got the super Greek Scouse man at left back, Kostas Tsimikas, and we've got Edward Nketiah. So to Tsimikas, he will probably get a run out from now to the end of the season because there's so many games for Liverpool to play. I've given my reasons for Nketiah and João Pedro. So yeah, a decent bench there, a decent starting 11, which I am happy with. So yeah, that's the end of the video right there, guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and if you have enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe button, and don't you guys worry, there will be face cam for next week.